Guys. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of I Talk with Nana. I still remain your host Nana. Thank you so much for the love shown in our previous episode, and you guys have been amazing, and I really appreciate you, and I do not take you all for granted. And thank you all so much for sharing, for celebrating with us on our 4th year anniversary as a podcast. I really appreciate the love was wonderful, and I did not almost believe it, but you guys are good. So for the first couple of months, we've been handling relationship series. When I had a couple of guests, I had Laura, I had Roland, I had Jachi, I had Diamond, and we talked about relationship both as partners and both as friends. And it's been an amazing time. But unfortunately, everything that has a beginning has an end. So, with this particular episode, we'll be wrapping up our relationship series and we would be talking about emotional intelligence in dating, what it looks like, what it doesn't look like, and why it's important to experience emotional intelligence in dating. Do stay. Today, we'll be talking about emotional intelligence in dating, what it looks like, why it's important to talk about it. And you're probably wondering, emotional intelligence in dating. We hear it all the time. I want someone emotional intelligent. But what does that actually mean in real timing, in real life dating? Is it someone who just talks about their feelings or someone who knows how to handle them? Or is it just someone who, you know, just, yeah, someone that says they're emotional intelligence? Anyway, in this episode, we're breaking down what dating with emotional intelligence looks like, feels like, and why many of us think we want it, but may not be ready for it. The ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions and your partners is what we call emotional intelligence. It's not just about deep conversations. It's not about, oh, we're having a deep conversation, we're having this, we're having that. That means we're emotional intelligent. It's the ability to handle conflict while expressing your needs and responding to triggers. A lot of people are not emotional intelligent. That's why when it comes to conflict, they rather shield away from it or they do not address it at all. They start to fight their partners instead of teaming up with their partner to fight the conflict, which is very wrong. Now, emotional intelligence is also about being self aware, not just being self expressive. A lot of people say, oh, I express my emotions to you all the time. I tell you this, I tell you that, I tell you that. But the truth is that you are only being self expressive. You're not being self aware. You're not being self aware of your triggers. You're not being self aware of your limits. You're not being self aware of even how to handle your own emotions. And that's where emotional intelligence comes to play. Now, I like to put emotional intelligence in an equation. What do I mean? So, I like to say it's a combination of accountability, empathy, honest communication, and healthy boundaries. It's very important that you and your partners exhibit these things. You're accountable to each other, you show empathy to each other and to others around you, you have healthy and honest boundaries, and then most importantly, honest communication. A lot of people say, oh, we communicate, we have been communicating, we talk. But the problem is, you talk about what? What exactly do you talk about? And when you talk, how do your conversations go? Are you being honest, completely honest, or are you not just saying things because you want to avoid conflict? Another angle. Now, what emotional intelligence doesn't look like, what dating without emotional intelligence actually looks like. Avoiding hard communications or avoiding hard conversations. It is very easy, or it is easier for partners in romantic relationships to avoid honest and hard conversations. It is very easy. You know why? Because people don't like awkward moments, especially when you are in a relationship that seems all lovey-dovey. You're loving on each other. You expressly tell each other, I love you 1,000 times a day. And then when it comes to hard conversations, you don't want to have them because you are afraid of awkward moments. But things are awkward moments determine if your relationship will move forward or not. So the earlier you have them, the better for both of you, your mental health as well. Now, another pointer to dating without emotional intelligence is ghosting instead of expressing disinterest. It is very important. See, if you're starting out in the early days of your relationship, you're dating, and there's some sort of disinterest along the line, I think the best thing to do is to communicate that instead of ghosting. Don't just leave someone's emotions hanging on the thread. I saw someone that said something that a guy that she was starting to fall in love with, talking stage, suddenly he ghosted. Then after 3 years, he came up to say hi. Hi, hi, really, hi. What do you want her to respond? What do you want her to say to you? You ghosted. Don't be a clown, please. Communicate. Another pointer is silent treatment during conflict. I have a friend of mine, or I know someone rather, who said that one time in a relationship she was into some time ago, that sometimes when they have conflict or when the quarrel have a misunderstanding, they go on 5 days, 2 days, 3 days, a week without communicating. They are watching each other's status, they're seeing each other on social media, but there is no communication. What are you people doing? What is that? See, the worst thing you can do for someone in a romantic relationship with you, or someone who is deeply in love with you, especially dating in this our society, is to do the silent treatment. By the time you return, they've moved on. By the time you think about retracing your steps, you want to unsilence the silent treatment. That person has moved on. They've left. They will even invite you to their wedding, and you will not be the groom or the bride. So communicate once again. Everything is about communication. Emotional intelligence, yeah, it's about communication. And coming from someone who had problems communicating, coming from someone who likes to deal with her own issues by herself, who likes to not let people into what she's feeling at the time, who had a hard time communicating my feelings to my partner at the time. Yeah, I tell you, communication is everything. The earlier you communicate, the better for you. Now, love bombing is another act of dating without emotional intelligence. But now we say love bombing, then withdrawing when emotions deepen. I know someone who said that 3 months, she met a guy, 3 months, was love bombing her everywhere on her neck. He was in love with her. And then on the fourth month, by the fourth month of their meeting, they were engaged and married. And then after a year, when she started to fall more in love with him, and that was when she discovered that he was withdrawing. All that love bombing, everything, he started withdrawing. And then she's like, what went wrong? She wasn't doing, she checked everything. There was nothing wrong on her end. So what the problem was that this person is not emotionally intelligent. He feels like he has gotten her. He has love bombed her to the point where she's now his, not just his girlfriend, not just his partner, but she's now his lifelong partner. She's now his wife, right? So he doesn't need to put in any effort. So when her emotions were deepening, his was just facing away. He had gotten what he wanted, so he's cool, he's chill. Let's just go on with living regularly or living normally as every other person does. But that is a sign of dating or being in a relationship without emotional intelligence. Another pointer is saying that's just how I am, to excuse harmful or bad patterns. Now, I think when a partner complains about their partner's harmful patterns, emphasis on harmful patterns means something that has become a habit, something that is habitual. It's no more a one-time thing. It's something that happens regularly. It's almost who you are or what makes you are. Now, when you say that's just how I am and you're not willing to change, see, even as a Christian, Jesus Christ gives people the opportunity to come to them as you are, but he doesn't give them the opportunity to remain as you are. You have to work on yourself with the help of God as a Christian belief. So when it comes to relationship, I don't think it should be any different. You cannot just use that's just how I am to excuse bad behavior. It's very wrong. You should change. Take me. If you can't take me as I am, can't take me at my worst, you can't take me at my best. Oh please. Even you yourself hate when you are at your worst. So imagine another human being taking you that they don't know from Adam at their worst. And then you don't even want to work on your worst. Please do better. Now, what emotional intelligence in dating looks like: one, expressing needs clearly without guilt. You're able to express your need, you're able to express how you feel without feeling guilty about it. That is a sign of emotional intelligence in dating. Saying, I'm not okay right now, but I need space instead of disappearing, instead of ghosting, communicate. Apologizing without ego, saying, I hear how that hurts you and I'll do better. A lot of times, when people say, I apologize to him, I apologize, how did you apologize? Did you apologize because you don't want issues? Or did you apologize because you've genuinely seen how your actions or words hurt that person? Yeah, you need to checkmate that. Asking real questions. How did that make you feel? How can I support you? Those are the real questions to ask. Always communicate with your partner. Oh, how did what I did yesterday make you feel? How did it do? How can I support you? How can I be better? Always communicate. Now, taking responsibility for your emotional triggers instead of projecting them. Now, if you know what emotionally triggers you to be angry, to be sad, to be extremely happy, you handle them. You take responsibility for them instead of projecting them. Now, if you know that, oh, my partner, when they say this thing or when they do this thing, right, I get annoyed. It really pisses me off or it really gets me down. Instead of projecting on or focusing on what they do, have the communication with them. Okay, this is what I do. This one, instead of waiting for that trigger and then you act out on it and say, oh, but you made me. Work on that with your partner. It is very important that you do so. Now, what emotional intelligence is hard, but is worth it. Emotional intelligence forces you to sit with discomfort. instead of reacting. What do I mean? So instead of you just boom, going all out there, being triggered emotionally, you're able to sit with discomfort. You're able to have those hard communications instead of reacting. Very important. Now, emotional intelligence, it's not, let me use the word sexy. It's not easy. It's not sexy in the beginning. Sometimes it's just like it's usually awkward, but it is honest and it is being vulnerable. You cannot be in a emotional in relationship or emotional entanglement with someone, both as boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife, and you do not want to be vulnerable or honest with this person. Or okay, you're vulnerable and honest with the person, but you don't expect awkward moments. Awkward moments will always be there, no matter how many times you want to avoid it. The question is, how do you approach those awkward moments? But at the end of the day, emotional intelligence builds safe love and not just fast love. A lot of people in our society, young people in our society, want fast love. They don't want safe love. They want the love that is fast, that is on the move. Oh my God, we are with each other 6 months, we've done everything, we've done this, we've done that. Nobody really, at the end of the day, yeah, in dating in our society in recent times, people do not want to enjoy the process. People do not want to be involved in the process. They just meet. Next thing, you're meeting someone, you're having sex with this person. Sometimes you become a baby mama, a baby father, a baby papa, whatever it is, and then you're dropping this person, you're on to the next, and it's crazy. It is so bad how society has normalized the things that shouldn't be normalized. Society has made it look like, oh, when you're following the due process of dating or doing following the due process of doing things, it's almost like you are not fast, you're not sharp, you don't know what's going on, don't know what's popping. The truth is that majority of people who are doing the wrong things make the minority who are doing the right things to feel like they are not up to standard or they are not up to date. They make the minority feel like, oh, you don't know what's happening, you haven't upgraded your status, you haven't upgraded yourself, you don't know what's going on. And when you think about this thing, you're like, yeah, society is cooked. Society is cooked. Things are not as they were. So yeah, everybody just say, I dated this girl for 6 months now. Mom, we did everything. Oh, we this sex, we handled that one. Is it out? We handle that one. What did you people communicate? What did you talk about? What's their favorite thing to do in the what is your what nothing? Even people that are dating themselves for so long as 5, 6 years, they can't even write a 10-line statement about their partner. Society is really cooked. It is really good. It's only us and God that can help us, honestly. So it is very important that you express emotional intelligence in your relationship. It is very, very important. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. It is sweet, and you are going to enjoy emotional intelligence when it is in your relationship. It's something that would help you to learn about your partner. It's something that will also help you not just learn about your partner, but it will help you to learn about yourself. It helps you to know your triggers. It will help you to discover things about yourself that you didn't even realize that you had inside of you. That's why emotional intelligence. It helps you communicate. Communicate. It helps you say, "Oh, I love this person. Because I love this person, I'm not going to ghost this person." See, for someone like me who overthinks, yeah, if you ghost me, if you actually ghost me, I'm sorry, but you're going to come back and man, you're going to come back and you realize that the babe has moved on, like the girl has moved on. Because during the time of the ghosting, a lot of things are going through someone's head. A lot of things are going through the person's emotions. They're going through a lot. They're like, what did I do? What have I done? What can I make it go right? This, that, da, da, da. And because there is no communication, there's a breach in communication, there's a gap in communication. The person is overthinking and working over time to know where they need to, fix up, and they can't get any because they're not getting any response from you to know what exactly they need to be doing and how exactly they need to be doing what they should be doing. It's stressful and it's crazy. So please, instead of doing that, communicate your disinterest to your partner. And always remember, I'll say this as I'm rounding off. Attraction will pull you in. Emotional intelligence will keep you there. Attraction. Oh, I am attracted to this person. What made you talk to this person? Oh, they are my spec. I'm attracted to this person. Dark, bearded, tall, handsome, cute, good looking, well dressed, smells good, packaged guy. Beautiful, figure eight, flat tummy, big bum bum, pretty, average height, petite, lovely, caramel, hot girl. Yeah. that is attraction. Attraction will pull you in. We are led by what we see with our eyes, but what keeps us there is what matters. Emotional intelligence will keep you there. I'm not saying this because I have so many experiences in relationship or love affair, but being able to learn from others, be able to study others, be able to watch, read, I'm able to tell you this. Now, if you want more than vibes, more than chemistry, this is your sign to check in with your emotional maturity too. Share this episode with someone who deserves love that is not just romantic, but healthy. They need to learn, they need to watch, they need to know where they need to do better. And at the end of the day, do not forget that emotional intelligence is all about communication. And it's not just about communication in that you are self expressive, but also that you are self aware, both for your own triggers and for your partner's triggers. I hope this episode has been able to bless you, and I hope that's able to help you. Hope that's able to teach you one or two. And as I log off here, I'd like to say thank you so much once again for your love. You can follow us on Instagram at I Talk with Nana. I'm on YouTube at Eccentric Nana or Facebook Nana Erini. If you have contributions or you're not able to reach us out to social media, you can send me an email at erininiinenachiamaka@gmail.com. I'll be willing and hoping to read your emails and your contribution and your stories if you like to share. So thank you all so much for a beautiful time. Once again, thanks so much for listening and watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And do not forget, attraction will pull you in, emotional intelligence will keep you there. Do have a wonderful day ahead. And do not forget to tell a friend, to tell their uncles, brothers, neighbors, church members, wife, sister that this is Nana and I Talk. Do have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye.